Welcome back to Champ Week on ESPN Plus from Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, Texas. The Conference USA Championships quarterfinal matchup pitting number 5 seed Charlotte and number 4 Middle Tennessee. Here are the 8 teams remaining in CUSA. Top seed and regular season champion Florida Atlantic already underway over on Court A against Western Kentucky. We're on Court B for Middle Tennessee and Charlotte. 2 other games follow later this evening. I'm Chris Mycoskie alongside Kyle Youmans. For Charlotte, Bryce Williams ended the regular season on a high, 32 points.
And to go along with that, 6 rebounds and 3 blocks. He shot the lights out over his last 3 games, including a couple of double-doubles in the only game he didn't have a double-double. Put up 32 points. He was a second-team all-conference honoree this week. Great athlete, and he uses that athleticism to go down low and block some shots. As for Middle Tennessee, keep an eye on DeAndre Dishman. One of just 7 seventh-year seniors in Division I basketball. Started his career at Eastern Kentucky. Has had some ups, but he's also had some downs. He's gone through a devastating knee injury, worked his way back into the starting lineup, and made quite the impact for this Blue Raiders program, including in this building where he was named to the All-Tournament team last year.
Charlotte and Middle Tennessee split their regular season series, both winning on their home floor. Charlotte 82-67 back on December 29th. Then Middle Tennessee, just a 4-point victory, 62-58 on January 19th. Underway, quarterfinal action in Frisco. Charlotte, the designated road team, wearing the greens with the gold letters and numbers. Middle Tennessee in their home whites with blue letters and numbers. Blue Raiders have been really good in these unis, 10-1 this year. Threadgill up and under with a miss.
So we can go ahead and chalk this up. They've got the right uniforms on. We're ready to go in the all-whites.
You look good, you play good, right? Elias King in that starting lineup for Middle Tennessee. Double figures in 4 of the last 5 games. And for Charlotte, how about the Egyptian magician, Ali Khalifa, the sophomore from Alexandria, Egypt.
This is going to be a big man battle between Ali Khalifa. I really like his game. Comes over from the NBA Global Academy. He plays down low, but he's got a shot to his game as well. Has made over 43s this season. Him up against Dishman will be a 1-2 punch. But then we also mentioned Bryce Williams down low. He'll be matched up with some of the size with Elias King and some of these other Middle Tennessee players that can establish a post presence. Whoever controls the paint is going to control this game.
Charlotte, a very deliberate offense, the 5th slowest pace in the country. This time they'll give it away, over and back.
And that's by design. They want to take the air out of the basketball. You've seen other teams in this conference have success. North Texas, most notably, they're bottom 1 in the country in terms of deliberate pace of play. They want to allow a defense to make those mistakes.
Ron Sanchez, leader of this 49er program, 5th year. Before Charlotte, he spent 12 years with Tony Bennett at Washington State and Virginia.
I think he learned a lot during his time there.
Learned a ton. And man, do I love talking ball with him. Such great conversation every single time about his student athletes and whatever else comes up. Justin Buford, the sophomore from Selma, Alabama, with the first 3 points of the evening.
You would think that the way he turned around and hit that shot, that he just hit a buzzer beater with the amount of emotion and adrenaline you're rolling with. It's tournament time. Even an early 3 is important.
There's some energy in this building. Nick McDevitt, 5th year at Middle Tennessee. In 2022, crowned the CUSA Coach of the Year. Gibson working on the perimeter, 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Ali Khalifa from downtown, good. You call him the Egyptian magician, or if you're on the other side, the Egyptian nightmare fits just as well.
Especially when you can shoot from that range. That was beyond NBA level range from a 6'11" big man. That's dangerous. That's next level dangerous. scouts are looking at him to potentially make that jump. If he's going to make the jump, he's got to knock down shots like that.
3-3 count. T. Leonard too strong. Isaiah Folks, ball in his hands. Came off the bench most of the season, but now is in the starting lineup for his 7th consecutive game. Trapped down low, knocked free by Tyler Millen. Cameron Weston up and in. Middle Tennessee back up by 2.
And that was set up by the strong hands of Tyler Millen, somebody who's spent some time in the starting lineup for the Blue Raiders throughout the season. Comes off the bench here, an early impact, but he brings that type of energy. That's why McDevitt loves him coming off the bench, because he's basically an extension of the starting lineup.
Khalifa from downtown again. He shoots with such confidence.
And I asked Coach Sanchez about that and that growth in his shooting. I said, is that something that he's wanted to develop, or is that something the coaches have wanted him to develop? And they said, honestly, it's a little bit of both. He knows, he's aware that as long as he can shoot, he's going to have a chance to go to the next level. Here's that defense. It was actually poked out from behind on the other side of Gibson. And then they went back down and scored it with Weston. And here's that three-point shot from Ali Khalifa. Second one for the 6'11" red shirt sophomore, knocking it down from the tree.
He's shooting 36% from beyond the arc this year. Gets the hardware set on that left leg before we resume play.
He's still trying to finagle that knee brace on the left side. Finally got it set.
His 49ers lead 6-5. Khalifa up against Dishman. Back out the perimeter to Gibson. Khalifa thought about firing up another triple. That's Bryce Williams. 32 points in the regular season finale. His first 2 of the day.
We saw Khalifa working with that knee brace. It's still not latched on. There's a whole strap at the bottom of the knee brace that's flapping open at the moment, and he's not moving very deliberately, or he's having to move very deliberately to keep it on and from sliding down into his shin.
He's going to have to get out of this ball game if they don't get a whistle here quickly. Yeah, that thing looks like it's falling down his leg right now. Not keeping his left knee where it needs to be. Bucket, despite the issues with the hardware on Khalifa's leg, you can see he's frustrated that he can't keep that thing straight.
I would even consider wasting a timeout. I don't even think that would be a waste of a timeout. At this point, you're going to get a whistle on the next dead ball, but how long is that going to go?
It's almost all the way down to the floor now.
It is. It's on his ankle. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like this go on for so long.
Montre Gibson into Khalifa, faulty knee brace and all. Quick pass into Lukai Patterson. Fighting through adversity.
Ali Khalifa, he turns around and he says, forget the knee brace, I'm just going to throw a dart down low.
49ers 12, Blue Raiders 5.
Look at him playing defense.
Dishman over Khalifa, no good. And Patterson comes down with the board. 49ers 5 of 6 from the field on a 9-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes. Williams, no good. Millen with the pull. Weston against Khalifa. Misdirection. Now Gibson again running down the floor. Local product from Waxahachie High School. And a timeout called by Nick McDevitt. An 11-0 run for the 49ers and a 9-point Charlotte advantage. Ali Khalifa, forget the knee brace. I can still pass with the best of them. Basketball championships brought to you by Total Care, where lives are transformed. We're at the Star in Frisco, Texas for a men's quarterfinal affair between Charlotte and Middle Tennessee. Chris Mycoskie alongside Kyle Youmans. Interesting first stanza there, and Ali Khalifa's knee brace was kind of the star of the show, falling down, but a little annoyance, still able to fire some really crisp passes and rack up 6 points.
Well, that's the thing. He was rocking along just as much as that drummer was a couple seconds ago for the Middle Tennessee band, but they taped it all the way up. They went right at the top of the brace, right at the bottom of the brace, and then I think they even connected down the side of the leg, but he's got it ready to go moving forward. But the way he was able to navigate, play some defense, he had a crucial assist. I'm surprised he didn't take a shot. But whether or not he was in the game, his Charlotte team stood up big.
Folks falls down as he lays it in, and that's an unfortunate landing there for Folks. Hopefully able to get up quickly. I mean, to hop off a little bit towards that 49er bench.
Chris, I hate that I even have to say this, but it was the way he took off. Look at the way he elevates here. He's ready to go up for a dunk, and then as soon as he went that way, I think his right knee kind of buckled going up to the basket, so a non-contact sort of deal. You saw the way his right foot slipped there. I hope he's okay. He's going to get attended to by that training staff back behind the Charlotte bench.
Well, that extends the Charlotte run to 13-0 over the last 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Looking to add to it there with a block by Igor Milicic. See if they can convert off the turnover. Milicic spinning in the lane, in traffic, able to find Williams for the bucket.
Even out of the timeout, this is a team that looks like they're happy to be here. They're ready to play, and that nothing's going to get in their way. Knee brace and all. He just had a big-time injury. Didn't even skip a beat. Went right back on the defensive end of the floor, and they've now had a 15-0 run.
What a stretch for the 49ers. T. Leonard trying to put a stop to the skid. Can't do it. Patterson directing traffic over to Williams. Left wing triple try. No good.
Good look for Williams, too, in transition. He really put on the brakes, and because of that, his defender was a couple steps to his left. I'm okay with him taking that shot, even as quick as it might have been.
Justin Buford now over to Elias King. Double figures in 4 of the last 5 games for him. Jared Coleman-Jones back up top to Justin Porter, the sophomore from Houston. Gets it knocked away. Charlotte now in control, but throws it right back. Coleman-Jones over to Buford. Blocked over towards the Charlotte cheering section. Occupied right now by some women's basketball student athletes.
Nick Graves with a nice takeaway on the floor. Was on his hindquarters as he tried to find it to a teammate. He even said after the play, he said, my bad, probably should have just held on to it or maybe looked elsewhere. But again, back to the effort from this 49ers team. As soon as he made the turnover, he got right up off the hardwood, went back and made a play, at least made things tough on Buford at the line, or to make him earn it at the line by at least getting back and getting down to the baseline.
And he misses on the front end, right in front of those 49er student athletes. Making some noise for the men's basketball team.
We'd love to see that. There's only a handful of these tournaments throughout the country where the women's teams and the men's teams are in the same building and are able to watch each other. And that's what it is. It's almost like a student section by this point in the trip, especially for a team that's halfway across the country like Charlotte might be.
A 15-1 run for the 49ers that's lasted 5 minutes. 18-6 is the Charlotte lead. Inside to Khalifa with that taped up brace. Outside to Graves. Off the left side of the rim.
Not going to see a more open shot than that one. All 5 of the Middle Tennessee defenders were on the opposite side of the floor. You got to make those.
Middle Tennessee still can't get a field goal. Going back the other direction. Falling down, controlled by Montre Gibson. Nick Graves over to Khalifa.
So we have the knee brace earlier. Gibson is playing with one shoe on at the moment. He only has the left shoe on, and he was the one that tapped the brakes. He just grabbed it from somebody off of the front row, and he's trying to put it onto the paint as he plays defense.
The and one while Gibson was attempting to get that shoe on. It wasn't quite all the way there when he was trying to make that play. You see it right now. The right foot ejected from the sneaker. 18-8. 49ers over the Blue Raiders in Frisco.